Namaste, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across the planet, around the world. My name is Gregg Prescott from In5D.com, and you're tuned into another Spirit Chat. Today is June 22nd, 2020, and we're going to be covering the summer solstice and Mercury Retrograde. So, got lots to cover today. Bear with me as I change the photograph for this picture on YouTube. I want to also say how grateful I am for everyone that's in our In5D family. We have an amazing family here that you can just, you can tangibly feel the love within our family for one another. It's an amazing, amazing group of people that we have. And I'm incredibly grateful to have you all in my family as we bring Star Family together in soul groups as well. So thank you, one and all. Also, it's been a while. Last week, I had my daughter here and got to spend time with her, which was wonderful, as always. You know, my little pumpkin seed, she turns 26 next month, but she's always will be my baby, just like, you know, I turned 60 this year and I'll always be my parents' baby. So yeah, it was wonderful to have my daughter here for the week last week. So obviously I didn't come on. I didn't do any spirit chats or any other chats last week. But this week, matter of fact, yeah, it started out rough because I had some personal issues going on, health issues, and I don't like talking about it, but you know, I don't want to hide anything from you guys either. I had numbness on the left side of my body, all the way from the side of my face all the way down to my feet, and it concerned me. And I didn't really want to tell anyone. I didn't want anyone to get involved, but it was kind of obvious once, you know, I'm not showing up on Spirit Chat for no reason whatsoever. You know, people were probably wondering, yeah, what's going on? That's what was going on. And, you know, I still have numbness in my lips and on the left side of my head, there's a little numbness there. I have a leaky ear going on in my left ear still, but I've had that going on for years. I've tried taking Z-Pak, azithromycin. That didn't help for the leaky ear thing. I tried taking amoxicillin. That didn't help. I have no idea. According to Katie, she was saying that, you know, these are Ascension symptoms that people are experiencing, herself included. So I'm curious if anyone else is going through that. And yes, I would appreciate any healing. I see Carol offering healing on the YouTube chat. Yeah, I appreciate that. So yeah, and no, I haven't seen a doctor. I have over $100,000 in bills from my heart attack. So yeah, last thing I need is another bill, right? So no, haven't seen a doctor. Trying to heal this on my own, and appreciate all the help that I have gotten. Phil sent me some energy the other day, and that helped greatly. I appreciate that. Thank you, Phil. But that's where I'm at right now. And hopefully, you know, I just hope it just goes away. That's that's what I'm hoping for. So anyway, enough of that. Let's move on. I have some cards that I drew. This one, the first card that I have, is from the Spirit Messages from John Holland. We haven't done a reading from a card from this Oracle deck in a while. So this one is called Dream Talk. Okay, check out the picture. So, okay, for Dream Talk, your subconscious constantly and subtly speaks through your dreams. It's just one of the many ways in which your soul and those here in the spirit world can reach out and communicate with you through signs, symbols, messages, and more. Okay, so I get a lot of messages through my dreams. I've written articles about many of these things, like the 3 tidal waves. That was in a dream where these 3 tidal waves come. First 2 converge. The last one's like a cleansing wave, but there's no fear whatsoever when these tidal waves come. It's just a feeling that of more like calm and peacefulness, because water is immutable energy. So it's not necessarily waves of water that are coming. It's just waves of energy that are coming. So there's a lot of other people that have had the dream of the tidal wave, and even a few people that have had the dream of 3 tidal waves since I made that, created that article and did a video on it. Other people have came forward saying that they've also had a dream of 3 tidal waves. So that was interesting. I've had dreams about, getting back to this card, the dream talk. I've had dreams about, UFOs. I just recently had a dream that I took a DNA test and my results came back as 60% Pleiadian and 40% Nordic, which I thought was odd because I thought the Nordics were Pleiadian. And then I did a little bit more research into it. That was the place where they say the Nordics came from, but they don't know where they originated from. They came from somewhere else before that. So that was my dream, 60% Pleiadian, 40% Nordic. Also, I met, Allie stalked me in my dreams. So, and this back in like 2008, she came to me in my dreams. So pay attention to your dreams. Make sure, if you don't have a dream journal, start one. And pay attention to those dreams. You never know what you're going to see or who you might even meet. They do say that you only dream of people that you know. And at the time, obviously in 2008, in the physical, I didn't know Allie, but I've known her many, many lives. And I think, we each have our, especially when you're twin flames, you have that one unique pulsating energy on a frequency that your twin knows exactly. It might be to the hertz. It might be like 120.3798761,579 hertz or something like that. And there's only one other person that has it, and that would be your twin. So you can find each other in that if you learn how to communicate and to hone that beacon call. And that's how she found me. And fortunately, I was able to find her and still even remember who she was, thankfully, from my dream. So yeah, dream talk. Remember, your dreams are very important. Pay attention to them. And yes, Vera, I see you in the waiting room. I didn't have time to let you in. I'll let you in shortly, okay? Bear with me. Everyone that's in the waiting room, I'll get to you as soon as I can, okay? So, and also I'll post a link in the chat room for people that want to join shortly. Okay, so anyway, I drew some cards for you guys too. And these were from the Everyday Witch tarot deck. And 3 cards. First one, it's kind of a auspicious card, the 9 of Swords. So when you see this card, what do you think? What do you think is going through? Her mind is on something. She's thinking, ruminating over something. She's got her books out. She's been probably thinking a lot about one or many different things right now. And her mind is definitely preoccupied. On the Rider Waite, I drew this up too. Let me show you guys this real quick. But on the Rider Waite deck, screen share right here. Share. The Rider Waite has the knife going right through the head, basically, right there. So when you see the 9 of Swords, what you might have are headaches, and it's possible she may have a headache as well. But that's one thing that I always think of when I see the Nine of Swords, headaches. But there's a lot going on. And when you look at this card, there's a lot going on in everyone's world right now. Seems like everything's in total chaos. And what you got to keep in mind is, if everything is in chaos down here, it's also going on above. And to me, that interpretation is that it's the bifurcation. The paths are, either you're taking the side of, chaos and Antifa and all that BS, and you're going to go off and probably to another third dimensional reality until you learn the lessons that you have here, or you take the side of love, light, and peace, and you go off in this direction where we're heading, and that's where we're going. So these paths are bifurcating. It's time to, not to watch, to pay attention, to observe what's going on around us, but not to get too involved in it, because we've already won. Okay, so just hold your space where you are right now. Don't get too emotionally wrapped up in any of this stuff. Although, you guys are saying, well, you're quite the hypocrite then, because I see you posting about this stuff all the time on your Facebook page. That is true. But that's why I also did that other, I wrote that article about, politics. I thought you were spiritual, right? Because I'm there for everyone. And there's a lot of people that are just waking up right now through what's going on in politics, through, the whole BLM, Antifa, the whole awakening that's going on right now. There's a lot of people that are waking up, and they're asking all the questions that they should at that level. But eventually what they're going to do is ask questions, why am I here? What is my spiritual purpose? And that's where all of us come in. And that's where I come in, especially, if they have questions, if they're going to ask me, I'm not going to say, hey, you need to do this or that. I'm not that kind of person. I don't use you need to for anything. But if they're going to ask questions on their awakening, sure, I want to be there for them and help them along that spiritual path. There's a lot of people that are teetering on that 48, 49, 50%. And as you know, through, what Dolores Cannon mentioned in her work, as well as the law of one, 51% is all you need to be positive. So we want to catch those people that are teetering, bring them over, and bring as many people aboard as we can for this awakening. So that's important. Our next card is the Ace of Cups. Okay. So aces, as you know, in tarot are new beginnings. And look at hers. Her cup is overflowing right now. Abundance. And if you notice, everything has meaning in tarot cards. So if you notice on this card, there's a lot of greenery around. Green is the heart chakra. Green could also be money. So, whatever interpretation you're feeling on that. So her cup is overflowing. It's dripping to the ground. And there's two plants on the ground where this abundance is feeding. The seeds have been planted, right? And something big is about to happen right now with the Ace of Cups. And our last card, as I mentioned, cups are emotion. It's an emotional card. We have the Nine of Cups, okay? And when you look at her, if you were to use one adjective to describe her, you would say content. I would say content, or satisfied, perhaps. Very content and satisfied. And that's where we're heading. That, we're just talking about that bifurcation. That's us right there. So those are our tarot cards for the week. I do have from Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle cards. I did draw a card for this also. And there's Phil right there. And I see Phil in the chat up there on YouTube. Thank you for the super chat. And Phil says, Metatron says, embody a higher love and light. Thank you, brother. Like I said, I'll be letting everyone in here shortly on Zoom. But here's our Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light card, and it is Star Mother. So how can you mother yourself is the message from this card. Okay, so it's a little easier for me to use a flashlight to read this. So let me use that and I'll read it to you. You are more held than you could possibly imagine, loved and cherished so dearly that if you knew you would not spend 1 second of your life in separation, worry, or fear. Let Mother carry your burdens. Let her rock away your fears. Lay all of your worries, regrets, shame, and guilt on her altar. Please, please, sweet child, do not fear. You are love in motion. If you allow it, you are already healed. Imagine that. If you allow it, you are already healed. Let her remind you of your goodness. Let her love away your fears. Your capacity to love and hold others is limited to your capacity to love and hold yourself. Be compassionate with your sweet body, mind, and soul. Treat yourself like the beautiful spirit that you truly are. Remind yourself that you are doing your best and try not to carry it all on your own. Boy, I'm guilty of that. You have got this, and the mother has got you. Let her broad arms take away your burdens. Let her lift the weight of the world off of your shoulders. Forgive yourself, my dear sweet child of the earth. So yeah, boy, that hits home. Your capacity to love and hold others is limited to your capacity to love and hold yourself. So that's huge. You know, that how many people have that? I know I'm guilty of that. You know, it's so much easier for me to love everyone else other than myself, right? And that's what we do. It seems like a lot of service to others people are guilty of that, you know, and that's, I know I am, you know, it's a lot easier to love anyone else other than me, right? And then be compassionate with your sweet body, mind, and soul. Treat yourself like the beautiful spirit that you truly are. Remind yourself that you are doing your best and try not to carry it on your own. Yeah. Lots of good stuff in that. That's a wonderful card. And I'll probably reread it a couple times after this broadcast. Okay. This is a new shirt, by the way. It kind of looks like the water element shirt, but it's a little different. I used 4 different colors in this one: turquoise, cerulean blue, mermaid green, and indigo blue. So it came out really cool. This is an ice dye. And then I did another one, like same thing, but a side spiral, like on the side right here. So that one came out really well too. These were just like experiments. So I made them in my size. So I could experiment. I also did this is an ice dye 7 chakra shirt. So I'm thinking I really need to do more of these, the ice dyes with the 7 chakras. This came out so well. What I really love is how it swirled around. You can see the swirl coming back around on the shirt sleeve right there. So and the colors just look amazing on this shirt. So this one's a extra large. So it's, I made this one for me. It was a test basically. So I'll be making more of these though, coming up. And these will be coming up very soon. These are the V-necks for the ladies from the side spiral V-neck. And got the men's also, and the unisex as well. So they're all coming up on in5d.net. I just ordered today. I ordered like $400 worth of ladies shirts. And I just had ordered them. And I'm thinking, wow, how is this possible? How do I need so many shirts already? But I did. And I ordered, like I said, just $400 worth of V-neck shirts. And I was trying to figure out, okay, how is this possible? As it works out, and then I kept delving into, all right, how much do I put into this and how many hours does it take? And as it turns out, I end up making under $2.50 an hour for the shirts that I make. So it's not about the money, obviously. It's about getting the energy out there as far as we can around the world and anchoring that energy out there. So this is my to-do list, and it's a bunch of scribble right there, but it's like all my different patterns that are most popular and the ones that I need to make. And I've got probably 300 and some odd shirts that I need to make. So eventually that'll get done, but I'm not gonna put any more pressure on myself for anything. I found that I really need to get out and just ground, go to the beach or just go to the pool and relax, get away from work more and just relax and ground. So that's what I'm going to be doing more so. So I will get around to making a lot more, and I do have a lot more that I've already made. I really enjoy making them, and I'll get to it. I know all those, 300-400 shirts that I have to make, well, they'll get done eventually. So just not right now. What else do we have? Today's high pitch frequency is a B major. Let's go to that real quick. The B major is the crown chakra, for those who are curious. So if you do hear the high pitched frequencies today, if you can understand what pitch they're in, today's pitch, at least right before when we went on for the spirit chat, it is in the key of B major, which is the crown chakra. I understand and or I know, and represents the planet Jupiter. So according to Sonia Shkat, the crown chakra cannot become imbalanced. It's either open or closed. Even when it's partially open, it's still balanced. How about that? This is an interesting chart. This is like, the ebony and the ivory on a piano. So you see it, the key of B going into the key of C. There's no minor in between the B and the C and or the E and the F. There's no minor in between those notes. So today is the B. There's no B sharp. Okay. Just like there's no A sharp, or I'm sorry, E sharp. The next step up is an F, whereas the next step up from a B is a C. So we're at the B right now. So you may have those headaches, just like what we were saying about the Rider-Waite card in tarot, with that card, that the knives going through the head right there. You may be experiencing headaches right now, and that was one of our cards for the Everyday Witch Tarot as well. But found that interesting. Let's take a peek at the Schumann resonance. I know that there was a blackout earlier. There we go. So yeah, there was a blackout right here. And it doesn't look like the amplitude got up to anything outrageous, but let's take a peek at this larger picture right here. And you can see maybe about 15 hours ago, there was a blackout. That could be a reset, whether that's figurative or otherwise. But there was a short blackout for about 30 minutes or so, about 15 hours ago. So we have that. And here are the latest shirts that I do have on in5d.net. If you want to check them out, you can find a link in the more info section of this video. These came out amazingly well, absolutely stunning. So yeah, you can check those out. I want to just also say thank you to the most recent purchases from Janet, Carmen, Tesha, Stephanie, Liza, Carrie, and Deosith. So thank you for your purchases. And go here to Patreon, and I'd like to welcome our newest Patreon family members of Demauer, Aaron, and Gracie. Welcome to our In5D Patreon family. And if you want to join us, feel free to. If you haven't already, you can sign up for as little as $1.11 a month, and you get notified of videos like this, and you can comment on these videos when I post them on Patreon. Or for $5.55, we have this coming up as well. Well, for $5.55, you get all that, plus you get listed on the Eternal Wall of Gratitude, ad-free articles, and this is coming up, the Insiders Club private chat on the first Wednesday of every month. And then at 11:11, you get all that, plus the exclusive mid-month energy report video. So any support is greatly appreciated. As you know, we are heavily shadow banned here on In5D, so any support is appreciated very much so. Thank you. What else? So we had the solstice recently on the 20th, and within a couple hours of the solstice, we also had the new moon. And then on the 18th, we had Mercury Retrograde. So lots of things are going on. I was reading an article, and it's posted on In5D by Celia Fenn, saying that these energies have a lot of, there's a lot of energy associated with this particular solstice. She goes on to say that the solstice, the time of balance on the 20th, will be a time of wildly shifting energies as we strive to find balance, as we change seasons and begin the path of summer north or winter south. So lots of changing energies are going on right now. And you may find that, relatively speaking, lots of shifting energies are going on within your own life. I know that, you know, just health-wise, yeah, it's kind of concerning, at least, if nothing else for me. But yeah, definitely some interesting times that we are going through. We do have a Mercury retrograde going on, and there's an article on In5D. I'll leave a link for it in the more info section of this video, but there's an article on In5D, the top 10 things not to do during a Mercury retrograde. I'm not going to read the hows and whys of all of them, but in a nutshell, number 1, don't make agreements. Number 2, don't accept or start a job. Easier said than done, right? Number 3, don't close a sale. If you're trying to sell your house or something like that, do not close that sale during a Mercury retrograde. Number 4, do not initiate new projects. Number 5, don't schedule meetings unless it's a spirit chat, right? Number 6, avoid traveling a lot. Number 7, don't purchase computers or begin installations. Isn't that something? I made a post the other day. I don't have my cell phone in front of me, but they have this COVID-19 crap. And you can find this post on my personal Facebook page on how to look up how they, both Androids and iPhones, installed software on there to show if you're near anyone else that has COVID-19. It's BS because nobody asked for that to come on their cell phone. It was automatically installed onto your cell phone. Yeah, so check that out. There's a post on my personal Facebook page, so check that out on Gregg Prescott Facebook. Okay, number 8, do not repair your auto unless you absolutely have to. Number 9, don't buy things, stuff. Number 10, do not select a roommate or move in with one. So those are just some things you want to keep in mind about Mercury retrograde. So that being said, I've got people waiting to come in here, and I'm going to let everyone in. Thank you for being patient. And you guys are all coming in. And I think that's everyone. Yeah. Hey, guys. Welcome back to Spirit Chat. It's been a while. Yeah. How's everyone doing?
Amazing. I've been feeling under the weather. I feel like all this energy is just beating me up.
I'm with you. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I got that numbness going on the left side of my body. Trust me, the first thing I'm thinking of is stroke. So
Uh,
it's concerning.
probably the energies. I mean, that will affect that, and that is one of the side effects. Not the stroke, but the feeling of it.
Mm.
Heart palpitations and numbness and in the extremities is part of the side effects of it.
Yeah. Well, I've had like numbness in my feet for a while, probably close to a year on both feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm wondering if the neuropathy is moving, and it's concerning me, but I don't want to bring you guys down with it. It's my issue. I'll get through it.
Have you had it checked?
No, I can't afford to. I've got over $100,000 in bills for my heart attack that I had. I can't afford to go. So I'm going to figure it out one way or the other. If the other is exiting early, then so be it. I'm not going to worry about it.
I went through this about nearly 2 weeks ago. So when I was 20, I actually had a stroke. And about 2 weeks ago, I went through a 5-hour complete death process where I felt like I was having a stroke. I had the numbness, everything all happened all over again. And it took about 5 hours, and then I literally went to bed not expecting to wake up the next day. And when I woke up, I felt like an absolutely brand new person. And it's happened to me twice in the last month. And I thought I was having a stroke again.
Well, that's what Katie was saying the other day. She said that this is symptomatic of Ascension symptoms for a lot of people. And, it might be scary on the surface, but there's something much greater going on a much larger scale.
It reminds me of that a month ago or whatever you were saying, you were getting that shooting across the left and the right hemispheres of your brain. Mm-hmm. That is the start. It sounds really bad, but it's the start of the process in the week leading up to when I had my stroke, that was what started to occur. And the first time around that it happened, obviously I ended up in hospital, but this time I kind of made a deal with spirit, and I was like, look, if we need to go through an upgrade, don't put me in a coma. Like, I will get through this. Like, allow me the ability to transmute the energy within myself. And that was the deal that I made with them. And like I said, I went through this a few weeks ago, and it was absolutely terrifying. But when you can completely surrender to the process, there's something great that comes with that.
Yes. I keep getting this, let's say this is the picture, of everything in front of me, and the picture will go like that, and then it'll swirl, and then it'll swirl. And this is everything around me, and it got really going really tough the other day. And I mean, to the point where I was not sure what way up was. So I was trying to go down on my knee, get down on my knees, or at least sit down on the ground, but it was really tough. And I went down on my left knee kind of hard. I bruised my knee pretty good, but I didn't allow myself to fall or pat. I never even really felt like I was passing out. It was just everything was moving.
I had the same thing, exactly the same thing. At first I thought there must have been an earthquake, because I felt like literally reality started shaking, and then I dropped to the ground, and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to pass out. And I've never passed out before, but I really felt like, whoa, I'm about to go offline here. And I dropped down to the ground, and everyone at work was like, are you okay? And I'm like, didn't you feel that? Like, nah, but it was everything just moved.
Yeah, and that's been happening to me quite a bit. It happened each time these heavy energy waves comes, it happens. I mean, I really started noticing that, and first time I noticed it, believe it or not, was 2001, just before 9/11. And then I noticed it periodically, like as different waves came in. 2006 and 7, actually it was between 2004 and 2007, I was going through a lot of it. And then again in 2012, no, 2010 to 2012, I was going through it a lot. Then it went away, and now I'm going through it again. And each time it's under, we're under some sort of retrograde. You know, and I think it's just all that energy just makes me want to fall down and go boom.
Well, Greg, I'll say if it's your time to go, it means you're waiting. You're going to be waiting at the door, which means it's New Earth time. So if you
Right.
go, be like, yes, it's time. We're all going to the New Earth.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing, obviously, I'm not afraid of is death. I've already had the heart attack. I've had a stage 3 cancer. It's just another progression. I don't want to, but that's what it is. It's what it is. I don't fear it. So I have no problem surrendering. Yeah.
So how you doing, man?
I am most excellent. I channeled Metatron today, so I'm feeling it.
Oh, good.
I've got my geometry in works and my Merkaba and my Merkaba going. So, and actually he was here even after I finished doing the video. So, but yeah, it's kind of go time, I'm gonna say. It really is on all of us, star seeds, whatever you want to call us, light workers. I'm not going to lay a label on anybody. That we bring in that higher love, that higher light, connect our pillar of light, is what he was talking. Oops, getting to be too active with my hands here. Sorry. But to bring in that pillar of light down through our crown, open up our crown and bring that light down and radiate it. And because the battle's still on, and we still need to, not everybody is going to, I'm not sure how this is going to break out. They haven't really shown me that. The bifurcation may happen on the same globe or sphere, but you could look at it as like nested dolls or nested geometry of the sacred geometry of a Metatron's cube. So where it has the tetrahedron, the cube, the octahedron, the dodecahedron, and the icosahedron, and in those 13 spheres, all rotating and working in, and we'll bring this new earth in. We may have to go to conclaves, communities, and set them up apart from the rest of the people as they go batshit crazy way, go through this galactic wave, or we may be able to transmute it all. And so, Greg, if you want, I will put you in a distant again.
Oh, well, first of all, thank you for doing that yesterday. And yeah, and yes, yeah, please, again, thank you. I agree, the battle is still on. That's why we're seeing this stuff going on here on our planet, which means that above, the battle is still being fought. So don't become complacent. We're still in this. So hang in there and keep shining your light, everyone that's out there. It's interesting. Christina said that on YouTube. She said, when I tap my nose, my whole face feels numb and tingly. It's bizarre. Interesting. No blurred vision, thankfully. Yeah, me either. I don't have blurred vision. Stella, my eyesight changed in an instant a couple of weeks ago, hasn't gotten back to normal. So other people are going through stuff. Val is saying I've had hand pain and looked up the reflexology on it, and it was my ear. It's been affected due to my allergies. So a lot of people are going through different things right now, physiologically. I'm not alone, apparently. And hopefully that this is all Ascension symptoms and nothing more. And we just keep moving forward. And
Side effects.
Well, I'm pretty sure that with the loss of vision or blurring of vision that I had was an ascension thing, not anything physiologically. My sight isn't going because it's back to where it was. So, but you know, yeah, I have to get concerned anytime anything like that happens, right? Because that's like when everything goes dark. Whoa. Not looking forward to that day. Not that I'm saying I have any inclination that that's going to happen to me, but just going to say not something I want to have happen. But as for the numbness and all that, I didn't know that you were dealing with the neuropathy. So yeah, this is that will take a lot more than, I mean, this a couple of hours sessions, I would say, to pull that back through, if that's what's actually is going on. It could be man, I'm not getting anything on it right yet.
okay. Well, it's just, you know, it's concerning, but I don't, like I said, I'm not gonna live in fear, and just gonna keep moving forward, surrender, whatever, see what happens. You know, this is one thing too. Anyone that knows me knows I don't like, I have a hard time asking for help for anything. And you know, that's why, you know, I didn't come on. No one knew anything about what was going on except for Allie. And she put it out there in one of her groups. And word kind of got around. So, you know, and I thank Allie, because otherwise nobody would have known. And I got a lot of help and a lot of healing sent my way, and I appreciate all of it. But, you know, I don't like being a burden on anyone. I don't like, you know, people having to worry about me, you know, so that I don't tell people about stuff like that.
It's an exchange, Gregg.
You're part of my damn soul tribe, brother. You can't do this to me.
I know. It's stupid.
It's an exchange, Gregg.
I know.
It's just an exchange.
Oh, there you go.
And do you know what? When I was doing my morning meditations, that's when I always do the sending the healing energy and stuff. And my guides told me they brought you in.
Huh.
So, you know, before anything was mentioned anywhere. So
Right.
you can run, but you can't hide.
That is true. That is true. And your shirts went out today, Stephanie.
Yay! Thank you.
So, thank you. So yeah, I'm very, very grateful. One of the first things I said on this broadcast was how grateful I am for all of our In5D family. You guys are just amazing, and you know, we are family. It's something, the love that you feel is tangible. You can feel it amongst everyone, and it's a beautiful thing. So, you guys are amazing. Thank you.
Well, you know, you only draw amazing people if you're an amazing person. So
Yeah,
You reap what you vibrate.
that's true. So thank you everyone. So what did you guys do for the solstice? I'm good at changing topic and deflecting attention away from me. How did you guys enjoy the solstice? Did you do anything exciting or fun or?
I slept.
Good dream
That's
day.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Good
did
dreams,
a lot
good meditations.
Yeah.
Good. Any amazing dreams that you guys want to share?
I had one this morning that I was telling Dara and Karen earlier. This morning it was like I was about to jump, like, it was almost like I was about to jump out of a airplane for parachuting, but I was even higher, so it really wasn't an airplane. I was above the stratosphere, so it was more like I was in a ship. And I'm like, as I'm walking up, I'm like, look, I know I've done this 100 times, but I don't want to do this today. Please don't make me do this. And they just kind of smiled and looked at me. And as I looked over the edge, I could see the entire planet and everything like that. And I mean, that's how high up we were. And I was supposed to jump out of this thing. It wasn't a fear of jumping out. I did not want to go. I just didn't want to do it. And as I looked over the edge, I gave this shrillest scream of sheer terror. And I stepped back and I looked at them and I said, I just don't want to go. And about that time, my granddaughter kissed me on the forehead and woke me up.
I wonder if that had anything to do with maybe seeing yourself before you incarnated.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I got.
I don't want to go. Me either.
It's like, no! I mean, it was a blood-curdling scream. I did not want to jump. I know I had done this 100,000 times, and I just didn't want to do it again. I didn't want to go. I'll do it tomorrow.
I feel like I was like looking down the tunnel, and somebody came up behind me and just kicked me, and I went tumbling down. And yeah,
I feel like
I was curious, but then I got kind of like pushed in, and here I am.
They didn't push me. Now, there's been times that I have been pushed out that same ship. Yeah. But this time, I mean, it was like, look, I know that I can do this. It's like, you don't have to push me. I can do this, but I just don't want to go. And then Dahlia kissed me on the forehead, and that's how I was awakened. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I went. I'm here. Because this is where I would have, if I'd have jumped, this is where I would have ended up.
What a great way to get woken up.
Yeah, it was an awesome way. It was. I mean, she wakes me up like that in the mornings quite often. But what's odd is she woke me up about a half hour early, actually 40 minutes early. So, I mean, she even woke up early. And, I mean, we normally wake up at 9 o'clock without an alarm. It's our schedule. And we got up before that, it was like, wow. Hey, everybody noticed that Vera's got a new camera. Look at how clear she is.
Yeah, it's much, much brighter than the darkness that she had before. Like the darkness you have, Diana. It's very dark where you are.
I didn't change anything with the lighting.
Yeah, if I turned the light on, it wouldn't be dark. I have my purple light on.
Okay, all right.
It keeps me from getting a headache. Low light.
So Ryan, what's going on?
Trying to survive just like everyone else.
You're not alone, apparently.
Whew.
Yeah. I don't know if you've been seeing the comments on YouTube, but a lot of people are feeling, stuff that's going on right now physiologically. Ryan contacted me earlier today and asked me, is it possible that we're being attacked energetically? And I honestly can't rule it out. I hope it's just Ascension symptoms, but yeah.
See, I've copped a lot of psychic attack. I've noticed that there's a particular flavor when they attack you. It always comes really demonic. So if you are experiencing a pain or a symptom or something, and you tune into that and you go into demonic energy as a result, that's an attack. And simply you can like literally realize that as soon as you see that, I don't give my consent to that and it will disappear. But I've just spent the last week in the mountains hiking, and the change in before I went away to hiking to now, the symptoms are so much, it's like 1% compared to what it was a week ago. But I spent a solid week off technology completely in the mountains.
It's
And
cold there too, where you're at, right?
Pardon?
It's really cold where you're at right now, isn't it?
It's winter right now, yeah.
Yeah. And you were
Yeah,
up in the mountains in the wintertime for a week.
Yeah, I was hiking in the rain, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very
Good for
grounding,
you.
though.
But it
That's very
changed.
ground-
Something about it changed. I was like I said, I went through that full death process a few weeks ago, and I was struggling with the symptoms, with Ascension symptoms, and I was getting headaches and migraines, and meditation was difficult. And a week in the mountains, and I feel absolutely incredible. Not one of these influxes of energy are affecting me. So there's a real, because Gaia or Earth is constantly changing her frequency, we're kind of out of harmonic with her. So we're not, like, the lightning rod's kind of missing the body, and we're getting static from the outside. But I really feel like there's a real big difference in psychic attack energy or scent energy compared to what we're feeling now. And if you tune into wherever you're finding that symptom and ask, show me the root of this symptom, you will feel light or you will feel dark.
So what specifically did you do for a week up in the mountains?
How can I explain it? So, well, because it's winter here, all the waterfalls are flowing. So I went on lots of hikes. So it seemed very important. There was 3 big pieces to me going away. One was walking through wet forest, something about the water carrying the energy of the forest through my, like, almost via osmosis. It seemed very important that I was wet all the time when I was walking. The other part was, it seemed very important to go to the highest peaks that I could get to. And when I was up there, there was like, it's almost like being able to be above a frequency band that was being sent out or something. And then the other part was, at very specific times, I was guided to meditate, and I had the most profound meditations during that time while I was away. It was just really good timing.
Well, you're saying I'm getting that same message to, not to work as much, to get out and go to the beach, to get out in nature. And I'm looking on here while you were talking, saying what you're saying. Carol Lee is saying the same thing on YouTube. She's saying, and she's highly psychic as well. She's saying that she said, I keep receiving, get in nature, limit technology, get off sugar, drink water, meditate.
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what I did. It was a no technology week. So it was, I'd take my phone in my pack for, emergencies or something like that. But it was very much, tune into a different harmonic, and to not more than just one level of, don't be watching everything that's going on the news, this and that. There was a level of it that really was in my auric field, just from everybody else's energy that was just sitting there in my field. And I was finding, like, before going away, that there was this, I was meditating, but it wasn't feeling breakthrough meditations. It wasn't really going there. And I knew going away was going to change that. And then within a day of being away, it was like the smog cleared out of my aura by being out in nature. And it was just hugely impacting. And to be out in nature, but no phone, no technology, no watching the news, no nothing.
That's beautiful. I'm envious. I'm envious of that. That's awesome.
I laid off last week. I didn't completely lay off. I have the opportunity to completely lay off like you did and go out into nature, but I got off of the internet. I cut way back. I only answered a little bit here and there periodically on Messenger, but I didn't get on my computer until today. Today's the first day that I actually sat down and said, okay, well, I'm going to see what's going on. And I might pull back off again for a little while because I'm still not over this. My allergies have been kicking me so hard, it's not even funny. On top of all of this other stuff, I'm in Florida, in the North Florida, and up here, they ain't nothing but biting bugs out this time of year. And you walk out my door and it's like you're walking, it's like somebody's throwing sand at me, and every single piece of sand is biting me. and so I have horrible reactions to gnat bites, flea bites, mosquito bites, biting flies, and I live in.
You really don't like Earth, do you?
I
I see why you didn't want to come
Transmitting
back.
clear all
Like, I'm
that.
allergic to everything on that planet.
you don't want no more bugs. Yeah.
It's so important. There's been a really big call for the people that are truly in my heart, for me to be saying to them, you know, you're either a light worker or a light warrior. You're either awake or you're spiritual, or like you can be both. You can be a light worker and a light warrior, or awake and spiritual. But there's a really big difference between being awake, so watching, knowing about COVID, knowing the truth of all this. That's fantastic. But you already know. So now get on with what you're here to do. Don't keep watching it. Don't keep looking at the memes, having a laugh. All we are doing is allowing our energy to be given to a false reality that we don't want to live here. So we need to live every moment as the expression of a fifth dimensional reality. And that is not sitting in buying into fear porn or watching Alex Jones or whatever it is. It's great that we're awake. Fantastic. But you're already awake. So get on with your day. Don't lay in bed. Okay, well, I'm awake. What are you doing about it now?
I'm itching.
I agree with what Jacqueline has to say, because I had a thing. I came across some research on the. I don't want to get you in trouble, Greg. I'm trying to think of a code word I can use for the thing that we're all locked down with.
C19.
Okay, C19. That works for me. Well, I did a piece after seeing this video about the masks. The masks are they are here to give us the symptoms of COVID, C19. Excuse me. I'm not good at this cloaking stuff. All my life it's been about, you know, eliminating the occult. So C19, wear a mask. Mask, first off, the cloth mask will not protect you from anything, and this is per OSHA rules. It cannot be deemed, if there's a pathogen in your air system, then a cloth mask is not the way to go. You need hazard suits and stuff like that to actually be protected from any bacteria or certainly any virus. Because a virus can be as small as 4 microns. So there's that, and then the other thing is when you're wearing that mask, this guy did a test with his air monitor, you know, because he's working in a, I guess he was driving a vehicle, and he's so that he wouldn't get asphyxiated, right, by pollutants. So he put that within his mask, and that beeper went off an alarm because his oxygen level was down below 19.2. And that's what that alarm is for. Anytime his oxygen level goes below 19.2, he needs to stop his vehicle and get the hell out of it. Yet they want him to wear a mask that actually, or they want you to wear a mask that actually puts your oxygen level lower than what OSHA says is the standard for anybody in a hazardous environment. And if we aren't in a hazardous environment, I don't know who is.
It's also getting us accustomed to having a mask on, like, you know, in the Middle East, they wear those, you know, the full head kind of things, and they're
Oh yeah, the hijab.
Yeah. So, you know, it's kind of like conditioning us into that.
And also mutes
culture.
us. It also mutes us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they're also observing to see who's wearing a mask, who's complying and who's not.
Well, none of us are complying, apparently.
Well, I've got that stupid thing on my phone too now.
Yes. Yeah.
My phone did that automatic update, and I sent it to all my friends. I'm like, you know, this is ridiculous. And now my phone's giving me notifications every 15 minutes or so that I must update it. And I just keep getting rid of it. And I'm like seriously thinking that my phone's going to lock me out if I don't have this. So I'm preparing to go completely technology free because I do not give my consent.
No. Like I said, I posted that. Go ahead. What was that? Anyway, I did post that on Facebook. Was it yesterday or the day before about that software? So yeah, definitely get out, check out your settings, and I give you a list on exactly what to do, how to find it on your Facebook settings. And if I can find the post on here, I'm scrolling right now on my Facebook page, and if I can find it, I'll give you guys a screen share real quick. Oh, I'll do this anyway, real quick. Just want to show you guys this. This is something, it was Father's Day yesterday, and my daughter sent this to me. Happy Father's Day to the best dad there is. I love you, and I hope you have an amazing day. I used to be a big Chicago White Sox fan, and this was Frank Thomas, his jersey. He was known as the Big Hurt for the Chicago White Sox. And so I bought a jersey for Brittany, and it says Lil Hurt, Lilhurt. So yeah, that we were just like wearing that around. So, but yeah, I think it's right past all of Allie's amazing readings that she gave. So hopefully you guys were able to check those out too. Sorry about the time it takes to scroll here, but it's worth it because I think it's really interesting when you guys see what happens with your phones, and you can check it in real time right now too. What I would recommend is, just if nothing else, taking a screenshot of the page and just following the instructions on what to do once we finally get there. But unfortunately, it looks like this, God, Facebook is like it's dragging ass.
Well, you've got screen share on. Gabby's just sent me the Schumann spiking at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's up to 26 is the last time I saw it. So we've had a spike a couple hours ago.
Oh, this is interesting
Amplitude.
too. Also, yeah, we'll check that out in 1 second. Saharan dust could bring spectacular sunsets to Texas and the Gulf Coast next week. So if you live anywhere in those areas, you can check it. Like here, I can't wait to check that. I'll probably go maybe Wednesday night and check out the sunsets here on the Gulf of Mexico. What's happening is this huge plume of red dust is being sent off the African coast, and it's making its way, and should be here right now in the Gulf of Mexico and Florida. And also it's going to make for amazing sunsets. So, and here it is finally. Sorry about the delay here. So, okay, so this is what we have right here. Hopefully it comes up bigger. There it is. You might want to take a screenshot of it.
So which I've got my settings open, Greg. I can't really read that. I mean,
It says Android users beware. Google automatically signed you up to COVID-19 tracing app.
Oh, okay. So what about iPhone?
Yeah, I'll get to that.
Oh,
If you use an Android and have not installed the COVID safe app, then you may have COVID-19 exposure notification already on your phone. And to check, you just go to the settings, scroll down to Google services and launch that. And if the COVID-19 exposure notifications is on top of the list, then tap the 3 dots, those little ellipses thingies on the top right-hand corner of your screen, then tap usage and diagnostics and turn off. Mine was off. This is what it looked like on my phone, but it was on there, and I did not consent to upload that to my phone. Now on iPhones, you just go to settings, privacy, then health, and you can check out to see whether it's on your iPhone or not as well. So I'll leave that up there. If feel free to take a screenshot of that so you can refer to it later, or
Mine
just
looks exactly like that.
yeah, or just go to my Facebook page and you'll find it there as well. So, okay. So yeah, I covered this earlier and I know that we had that, but we have something else going on right now, huh? I'm not seeing it. Are you guys seeing something differently?
Okay, so if you look at the, we've got that over there, but
Yeah.
this spike in the middle there of, let's see, that would be at the 18 hour. That's at 26.
Okay. Okay.
And
No whiteouts going on right now, though.
yeah,
No.
so we're out of we had that whiteout over here, over on the other side, it would be, I'm looking at it, it's on my left side of that,
Right.
that mark right there.
Okay.
So that would have been yesterday or early today that we got hit with that. And then to the right of that is, the rest of the report for, and this is in Tomsk, Russia too, by the way. So
Yes.
it's 12 hours off from where we are, where I'm at anyway.
So what else did anyone else experience during the summer solstice? Did you do anything different?
I had dreams.
Yeah.
So 2 days before it, I had a dream that I was like at this party and literally every person that I've ever even come in contact with in this lifetime was all there. And I was saying goodbye to every single one of them. But it wasn't sad or anything. It wasn't the people that are my tribe. It was all the other characters in my story. And then 2 days ago, so the day after solstice, I woke up in the morning from a dream where I was at this party and there were beings from all over the universe there, and every one of them was congratulating me, and they like put a crown on my head, and there was kids and adults and just hundreds of beings from everywhere, and they were all there. It was like this giant celebration, and I woke up going, oh my God, we won.
Those are awesome dreams. And they put a corona on your head.
Yeah, I had this crown on my, it was so weird. I didn't even have birthday parties. I don't like attention at all. So it was so strange, but it was just, and beings that I know, but then other beings that I'm like 15 feet tall, and I'm just like, whoa, it was so lucid.
They say that when you dream of only people that you already know. So you already know them. Those people from other planets.
They all were coming to say hello to me.
Yeah. So, okay, well, it must be coming soon then, right?
I would call that the wedding feast.
The what?
The wedding feast that we've all been promised. There's a big feast, and we're all going to, and I would call that the wedding feast because I've been dreaming of it too. And it's like, and yes, the giant people that I know from my past or whatever, or from whatever, they're there too. And I do agree with you, Gregg. We are not that creative. We have to have met these people to have them. I mean, there's some that I know that my head doesn't even reach their ankle. And yet I'm not afraid of them. I speak to them like I would probably have less problem talking to them than some people that I know, or think I know. It is like really weird, yeah. But I was told that's the wedding feast. This is the feast you're going to be attending, It
was so nice. It was so, the vibration was something that I never thought I would feel in this body. And I had a shift 3 or 4 days ago now. I was outside and just, it literally felt like time stopped still. Just something stopped. Everything stopped for a couple of seconds, then started turning again. And I felt like I landed in my body for the first time ever in this incarnation. It just middle of the day.
Did you hear
incredible ever since.
Did you happen to hear a pop?
Oh no, but I think I would have been too. Like it literally everything stopped. I think my heart stopped beating. I stopped breathing. Everything just stopped,
The other
and
day,
then just
and it's
started spinning.
it's like it popped, and I was back in, and everything was brighter. All the colors were different, and actually heard it as well.
Interesting. You said that you stopped breathing and you felt like your heart stopped. It makes me wonder, have all of us died and we just don't realize it, and we're waking up into that new earth. We can do anything we want at this point. It makes me wonder that sometimes.
Well, I wanted to be the other week. I thought I was dying the other week, and I woke up for the first time truly grateful to actually be alive, and I just burst into laughter at 6 o'clock in the morning. Is when I can't believe I'm actually alive after that experience last night. But yeah, and I had the same chat with some people the other day, and I was like, maybe we did die. Maybe we are in the new earth, you know. And I've been dreaming about craft and big ships, and there's lots of different things at the moment that are just making me go, I don't think we're on the same planet anymore that we were before.
It's possible. It's very well possible. Go ahead, Phil.
Well, I'm going to say we've moved into fourth dimensional or fourth density, or we're moving into it, I guess is what they're telling me. So we're and unfortunately in 4D, it's not, you're only going to see things, the only thing difference you're going to see is the negative shit's going to happen quicker, but you know, the positive, the good stuff's going to happen quicker too. So things will be happening quicker probably. But we can, you know, there's like 7 levels to each one of these dimensions. So we're like in level 1, maybe up to level 3. So it really looks like it's still 3D. And yeah, we need to raise our vibration, higher love, higher, more light, bring that in, and then this all calms down. We just rise above it, like the froth on cream or something. I don't know. I'm losing the metaphors here.
Mercury retrograde.
I could blame it on that, but it's just that, you know, it wasn't. I think ego got in there.
Deborah Mills on YouTube is saying that we are not on the same planet anymore. And Carol Lee is saying that she's been dreaming of craft too. So it's really interesting when we put this stuff out there, and that's why it's so important to have chats like this, so people can get a good feeling of what everybody all around the world is going through right here, right now. Because chances are, like just with these symptoms that I'm going through, we're helping to put the pieces of the puzzle together. And it's really important that we continue to do this. And I apologize for not having a spirit chat for a couple of weeks, but like I said, you know, a little busy with my daughter one week and sick the other. So, but here we are, we're back. What's that?
How are you feeling now?
I feel much better now, just being here with everyone, with family. It's still numb in my lips. I still feel that, but I feel better. Yeah, definitely.
I did find the video Phil talked about.
Yeah, that was I thought was a very good video, though that channel isn't all that great, but that was a great video right there.
I did send it to you in a private message, Greg, Facebook.
Okay.
I knew I had shared it, so it took a while before I found it.
Yeah, I didn't even have the chat open. I'm sorry. So I wasn't following anything along in the chat.
Is anyone else noticing from here too that spirits are clearer?
Yes. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, Definitely.
literally see them in the reflection of mirrors now, like in windows and stuff. I can literally see the spirit world being reflected now.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of scared me.
Wow.
I've been able to see that, but so I wouldn't notice that as a difference. But I have been wondering if perhaps I'm not seeing them more solidly, because there's somebody that I keep seeing walk down the street, and I asked the neighbors about them, and they kind of looked at me like I was crazy, and I'm like, what is wrong? And they said, that man's been dead for 10 years. So I've always been able to see them in reflections. I'm wondering if now I'm not able to see them more solid like.
They're a lot closer. I find them a lot more solid.
You know, more. I see dead people. No, you know what I mean. I've always been able to catch the side glance or the mirror or the window, but I mean, I described the guy and I said hello. He looked at me, but he just kind of gave me a really funky look, more like, now I understand the look as she can see me.
Yeah.
You know, and that was the way. Now that I talked to the neighbors, because he was walking like he was a little. I said hello to him because he looked like he needed help. I said, would you like a glass of water? And I mean, I'm half an acre away from the road. And he said that he just shook his head. He didn't say anything out loud. He just shook his head and looked at me like, you know, aghast. Like, this woman is speaking to me. Why would she talk to me? And I'm like, well, he's a white man and I'm a white woman. Why wouldn't I talk to him? I'm, you know, thinking that maybe he's a little scared with everything that's going on. But wow. And he didn't have a mask on, so, you know, I kind of figured Man, I'll tell you what, I went to the laundromat the other day, and there was 15 people in there, only 2 males. One of the males was black. The rest of the people were females, one white man, and the rest white women. And we were all having a good old time. The black guy was enjoying the conversation and everything like that. And I looked down, and now we got 15 people other than myself, and I go, what do you people think about Chaz? 15 people went, huh? And I'm like, oh, wow, you guys must watch mainstream media, because if you don't know nothing about Chaz. Everybody picked their phone up and typed in Google Chaz. And I said, yeah, how about we start thinking? Every last one of them had no clue that shit was taking place. I don't watch TV, so I don't watch mainstream news. Is it not on mainstream news?
That might be a good thing that they don't know anything about it, though, right?
I mean, you know, I don't know. You would think, how can being that asleep be good?
Well, they don't have to invest any energy into it, you know?
They were investing energy into other stupid shit, though. That's why I'm like,
on YouTube, I'm seeing Christina saying, getting back to what we were talking about before, I see so many sparkles and orb flashes all the time now. It used to be more rare, but now we have so much more activity. The veil is so thin. And then Stella said, me too. Different colors and different color orbs and sparks. So yeah, I like that. The veil is so thin right now. I would tend to agree.
I'm
Oh
also
yeah, it's
getting
definitely
like
a sin.
it makes sense that the veil on the entire planet is very thin right now, because where there's heavy duty stress, heavy duty strife, it draws, that energy alone thins the veil, and it draws spirits to it. Not necessarily good ones, but it does draw spirits to it. And the entire veil is thin because the entire planet is experiencing PTSD. Post-traumatic stress disorder is not something that's easy to deal with. And this C19 shit has put the entire planet under it. It's now getting to the point where even psychiatrists are ready to announce it as a worldwide PTSD issue. With that being said, that means the veil is very thin. And back to that, are we under attack? Well, of course we're under attack. And getting away from the media will help us to strengthen that, but it also is not going to change the fact that we're under attack spiritually because the veil is thin as well. And we have to keep our good guardian spirits and everything around us and consciously at this point in time stay in tune with them. Otherwise, those negative energies can get through without you realizing it.
Exactly. There's chaos above and below right now. Whatever's
Yeah.
happening down there is also happening up there.
Right.
So, yeah.
All of the internet, everything that we're all directing our energy towards is taking away from your presence. You know, if you're looking at something on the internet, it's the same as it's imaginings in the mind. You know, it's that you're either in the future or the past, so you're not present. And I think the big key with that being out in nature is that you become present, and only in your present now moment can you choose the timeline that you want to exist in. And if we're constantly giving our energy away to this stuff, we're choosing that timeline to exist in. We're giving our co-creative ability to that. That is a waste of our energy. It's still going to happen whether we are aware of it or not, whether we direct our energy to it or not. You know, we're kind of past the time of waking people up. It's like, what are you here to do? Just get out and go and do that.
You know,
Okay.
getting back to real quick, Phil, real quick, and I'll turn it over to you. I just want to point out that, you know, a lot of people are talking about seeing energy and orbs, and many of us can do that and have been able to do that, and that the veil is thinning. But if you're one of those people that are not seeing things and not seeing energies, you're not seeing the orbs or whatever, chances are there's other things that you have that other people don't. Figure out what it is that are your abilities and your gifts, and you know, move forward with that. Don't be jealous or envious of other people that are having abilities or seeing things that you don't necessarily see. You already have special abilities yourself. So be sure to figure out what they are within yourself, because all these abilities are coming to surface right now. So go ahead, Phil.
Okay, well, now you gave me something else.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so on that sense, we each have a gift, and this has come through in the cards and in my channelings and whatnot, that we each have gifts that we're supposed to be bringing online and letting shine right now. And it could be the clear senses are clairaudience, which is clear hearing, clairvoyance, clear seeing, clear cognizance, clear knowing, clear sentience, clear sensing. There's also a clear for smelling and tasting. So you are going, each one of you out there, anybody that listens to this is going to have one of those as a very strong sense if you go within and connect to it. So there's that. The other thing is that, you know, and then go back to this idea of demons attacking us and all that. We actually have to also be aware that in this time of transition, that our shadow is going to be brought up to us and presented to us so that we can examine it, heal it, and transmute it. And some of us are here to transmute not only our own shadow, but the societal shadow. And unfortunately, I think I might be one of those poor motherfuckers. Sorry for that blip there.
Okay.
I actually was going to share that, you know, over the past week, I had one of the psychic channelings, and my dad came through, and completely, I've just been in the last week through complete ego deconstruction because my entire life was based on a lie. So speaking about facing your shadow, yeah, and that brought up a lot of symptoms. I had this unloved / unlovable stored all over my body, you know. But since, you know, I just allowed, and I've been within, and I've been meditating, I've been off the tech and all that. It, you know, it just, I treated it as an opportunity rather than you know, something negative. And personally, I'm holding amazing amounts of light now. People are drawn to me, and I'm happy to say that I'm helping more people. And it just happened in such a brief period of time, you know. And I'm seeing like flashes, like sheet lightning, you know, during the day, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day, and there's orbs and bugs and critters, and I see ships in the sky now, and it's just like I was under such an illusion, which I had to be under apparently to accomplish everything I've accomplished to this point and build myself to who I need to be. But like, you know, it's just like I've been set free. You know, I just feel like a flower that stayed tight, you know, for too long, and now I'm just like, wow, it's awesome, you know. So I'm sharing that to encourage anybody who is having difficult or challenging things come up. You know, face it right now. So this stuff, if you let it move through and you align with your inner guidance and just move it through, tend your body, allow it to happen. Right now, stuff's turning around like, you know, like 9-headed. I'm telling you, it's fast. Anyway, so that was what I have to share. Thank you.
So you never know when a huge breakthrough is about to happen or is right around the corner. It could be something as simple as doing one of those, you know, get-togethers and having family come through, and then epiphanies, and the next thing you know, bam.
Yeah, exactly. Bam, you're a whole new person.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, literally, I've been built from infancy back up to 62, you know, as this lovable, awesome person, you know, that I kind of suspected I was, but I was told, you know, no. Anyway, yeah, it's just awesome. And that saying it's just awesome doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of, you know, what a marvelous change and that I am experiencing, you know, and everything is just boom, 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 coming online and happening. And what makes me really happy is that I'm drawing more people to be helpful to me. You know, it opened me up to them somehow. So that's cool. And thank you for the person here who did that, because I know it wasn't an easy channel. I really appreciate you.
You could see, I could see you change during
Really?
that reading. Yeah.
Thank you, Vera.
From being like this, before the end or there, you're already open.
Thank you, Vera. Yeah. It's finally good to be Stephanie. Who knew? You know? Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, Stephanie, you're really shining. So
Yeah, you're as bright as your shirt and the room around you.
Thank you. I just, you know, I call it, and that's what I'm saying is I'm holding so much more light, you know, and I just got back from a 2-hour walk because it's finally sunny here. So, you know, I put as few clothes on as possible, and I'm just pulling light in the whole time, channeling it to Gaia, channeling it to Gaia, channeling it to Gaia, you know, and 3 different people stopped me while I was out, and I didn't even have a fabulous tie-dye on, you know. They just said, "How are you having a great day?" And I said, "I am." And they're like, "Wow, it really looks like it," you know, which is unusual. People don't really talk to each other anymore, but they did to me today. So good.
I noticed that when you're talking, you're holding up the microphone, but when you're not holding it, it sounds just as good. You don't have
really?
to worry about. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, it's perfect. It's perfect, just like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Thank
you. Must have like a sound equalizer or something on it, because it sounds almost identical one way or the other. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I had the comments before that I haven't been, it's been difficult to hear what I say. So that's why I was holding the mic up. 'Cause
Okay.
finally I had something important to say. Not just yep. Oh, and since that whole deconstruction, I think what really carried me through in my body is the fruitarianism. Because I hit the fruit all week. I've been hitting the fruit all week, and I had some, because my back's real bad and half metal and all that. But even the nerve symptoms and the numb leg and almost falling down and stuff, that didn't even last a whole day. It just washed right through me. So it's an amazing time to be alive as long as we follow those little breadcrumbs that lead us to what will bring us together and make us whole.
I think that's what I'm going to do. Thank you for bringing that up. I think I'm going to do the fruitarian thing again for like a week, cleanse my body out. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a big detox just before I went away. I just spontaneously went into a 2-day detox right before I went away, and it felt really significant that it happened like that. So it's really important. It's all these tools. We've learned them for years. Like, if you're not using every tool at your disposal right now, then why did we learn it?
Good point.
Yeah. Yep. And when I think about it, I do a detox tea every day. So that's why I'm always good. and about the worst symptoms I get in the Ascension department are headaches. I get a headache every once in a while, but pretty much I can Reiki it away, and it's all good.
So could I have like a cheeseburger and then wash it down with a detox tea and call it good? No.
Well, I don't know about the cheeseburger. That's pretty heavy, dense stuff.
Yeah. I actually have veggie burgers in the freezer, so I'm good on that.
Yeah, I had a veggie burger today, but in a restaurant, which was quite novel. Of course, they've moved the tables. The tables used to be all tight. Now they're all like spread apart, like 10 feet apart.
Were there people in the restaurant wearing masks? Customers? Kind of awkward trying to eat.
It's a little hard for me to see. See, I know I wasn't wearing a mask. I talked to the manager or the owner about the fact that OSHA standards say that the masks are not actually any guarantee against anything. And also they most likely are bringing the oxygen levels down. And she says, yeah, I know, but the health department will shut me down if they don't wear a mask. So I decided I was guided to start a letter writing campaign to Fred Meyer to get them to stop doing that to their employees. And now I see that I have to actually send it to the governors and the state legislators and maybe even the president. I don't know.
You have to send it to the state attorney's office in whatever area you're reporting it for.
Yeah. Well, I'll do that too. But I'm actually going to send them a damn letter because they can delete my email real easy. They got to do something with that damn letter.
Shred it. Yeah.
Actually, they have to photograph it and everything. They have to digitize it. So, they're gonna pay attention to it. And besides that helps the post office. We start writing letters, folks, then we don't have a problem with the post office. We don't have to support it. We do it through our, buying the stuff that they sell.
I'm actually using that program stamps.com. And believe it or not, it makes the shipping even less. It's less for postage. So when people buy shirts at in5d.net, they cost even less now because the stamps I'm buying here, I'm not going. I don't need the middleman at the post office, so they actually charge less when you buy it here. When I buy this postage, it's pretty cool.
Right. I guess when I'm shipping, I'm generally I find the post office cheaper really than any of the other things.
Mm-hmm. But if you were to ship it from your home, it would be less expensive. And as a matter of fact, yeah, they'll pick it up. You just go to USPS.com and they'll pick it up. You make arrangements today, and they'll pick up whatever you sold today, tomorrow at your front door. They'll pick it up right from you. You don't even have to leave the house.
You don't know where I live, man. I'm 1,000 feet off the pavement.
I guess they're not going to come to you that far, huh?
No, yeah. They got to cross this rickety old bridge and come up this gravelly old road. No, they don't do that.
Yeah.
That's UPS, yes. Big Brown will do it. But the post office, no. So, I have to go into town to actually ship my products. So, but yeah, I have thought about that. Maybe seeing if I could get a UPS deal. And it'd be worth it just not to have to go into town, really, when I think about it.
Chris is saying, Greg, when you get more V-necks in, I want one in the all chakras quantum crystal. That would be this one, my dear. So yeah, I've got them. Just let me know what size and I'll put one aside for you. Okay. So is there anything else anyone wants to cover tonight?
Well, I pulled some cards today.
Good.
Is it okay if I read it out to everybody?
Definitely. I encourage that.
Okay. So I did a past, present, future outcome layout. And in the past, we were struggling with our duality, where everything is kind of it was just a little too hard to move one way, a little too hard to move another way. And people would get in our way, or situations would be too much for us to actually stop and be still and realize we have something other than just those two perspectives. We have our third eye. And then we were in the middle of like transforming, being able to surrender to the transformation after the end of the battle in between all of us.
We can put Sissy to bed.
Okay, I'll put Sissy to bed in just a second, okay? Good job. Okay, 1 second. This fairy tells you to surrender to a transformation in your life that is happening for your highest good.
Can I turn around?
Okay, 1 second.
I might sit on your lap.
You want to sit on my lap? Sure. Come right ahead. Come on. Want to be a part of the reading?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There you go. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Okay. And it says, embrace your transformation. The best is yet to come. So in order for us to do that, we were able to look through our third eye and be able to balance out the transformation that was coming through from the divine. In the present, we're starting to embrace our true purposes, beginning a new adventure as the Fool, jumping off, taking that leap of faith. But we have to remember there still are going to be little habits that we're still needing to fix, little temptation in the corner of our eye that we have to remember. We still have to stay centered. We still have to stay humbled. And then in the future, we have to remember what's really important to us. Set aside those concerns in the back of our heads that are really not going to help us move forward, and leave them to the side until we're able to pick them up again. Take some rest for yourselves. But remember, there's always time for spring to move into action, for you to have motivation to move forward for the next stuff that you actually have planned. When spring approaches, the flower fairies urge you to spring into action. If there's something you've been merely thinking about doing, get busy and do it. and they're very happy to help you and very happy to do so if you are willing to let them help. Your guides are always going to be there regardless if you feel like they're not there at the moment. They're always in the background waiting for you. And the outcome to all of this will make us be able to have more insight through meditation, through the High Priestess card. Everything is hidden until you actually open up the book and find what you're looking for. So if there's something that is really just gnawing at your heart that you think that you might have a gift on, or your guides are urging you in a direction that you're not really sure of, there may be a hidden agenda behind it that will help you move forward with your purpose. So be mindful of it. Take the risk to actually look forward to it. And then divination, I think that's how you say it. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Divination.
Divination, okay.
Divination.
Embrace your power of divination, which is especially strong right now. You will have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. So that outcome is already starting to come upon us for those who have already moved towards their future aspects of themselves. So just remember that it only stays as strong as you vibrate yourself to be. So don't let everything around you make it difficult for you to see your true self. Remember from your thoughts that your thoughts are only your illusions until you actually put it into action. You put it into words or put it into a situation that's able for you to actually see it in a manifestational point. So I hope this helps everybody.
Thank you for that. Those are beautiful cards.
I love them. They're amazing.
Yeah.
What
Thank
deck
you.
is
That
that?
spoke to me. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
I would have cards.
You want cards too? Don't worry. I have a deck that you might be able to use. Okay.
Do you have any light language you want to share?
Not today. I don't. They're not really thinking that's what we need tonight. But I'm trying to listen more to what they want me to do versus what I feel like I should do. Because it helps me keep me focused. But they're really happy that everybody is starting to see a shift. Everybody is rejoicing that there is that hint of clarity that they've all been wanting us to see. So that's always a joyful moment for everybody up there. There's really nothing really that's going to stop us as long as we continue on the path that we're being set out to do. So
it sounds like you're getting more and more in tune with, you and your guys and the light language and everything that's going on.
I am.
A better, obviously, getting to know the cards very well. Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Just watching your progress makes me smile big time. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I did that paid reading you were talking about with that lady, Donna Rose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She was a sweetheart. Absolute sweetheart. Loved every moment of it. She had a lot of fun, and we got to meet some people that she's been thinking about, and some future people popped up, so that was fun too. So
awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, awesome.
She had a wonderful time. They all did. So
okay.
So I have a question for all you card people. What does it mean when you pull a certain card, say the Three of Wands in the morning, and then, I don't know what, 10 hours later, you pull the same card from a different deck? Has that ever happened to anybody? What does it mean?
You're still in the same energy is what it means.
You're still in the same struggle with thought process. You're having a hard time choosing between a couple decisions that are still nagging at you in your mind.
I don't have any decisions.
It may not
Maybe
feel like
subconscious.
Okay, I would say it's more your passion because we're talking wands. So this is your passion, your energy is still in the I don't know.
because wands are it's an action, right?
Yeah,
So
fire action, yeah.
Yeah, it's an action. So it's an ambition. So it's
So you still have the same act. You haven't taken the action yet.
Yeah, you haven't taken that leap and just to do it. It's
Can I
not.
give you?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Jack.
So
Sorry.
ask your cards that. So say, can you please clarify? Give me more information. What is this to do with?
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be good.
Oh, okay. Oh, you mean like,
That's where you would pull 2 more cards or 3, depending on what your guides are telling you about.
oh,
That's what is this about? What is this in reference to? Help me understand it.
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Jackie.
Yeah.
No, the lovers came out. Oh, no.
Come on. Stephanie, you must.
No.
Metatron saying, higher love, higher love.
And that's the important thing too, because you're making a decision. Obviously, there's a big decision that you're putting up. I would question yourself whether that is heart or higher heart. And that higher love is exactly that. Is always choose the option that brings more growth, more light, more joy. It choice to when you're choosing between 2 things, one of your choices will always be my conditioning. This is what I'm used to. This is my comfort zone. The other choice will be, oh, but if I take that, then that's the leap of faith, and that's the choice you should make 9 times out of 10.
Well, I'm great at leaping. I mean, seriously, I'm like bonsai. Woo! Here we go. Okay, so Queen of Swords.
It's a rose. I made it out of rose root and rose of the desert. And it's got the thorns are turquoise and the wire is gold. But it's a rose root and it's just a wand. I was been waiting for the right stone to put on it, and Karen sent me rose of the desert, and I'm like, oh man, that's a perfect rose.
Beautiful.
It's really nice.
It seems to help. I can't really say focus, but direct the energies in a more smooth manner. When I'm holding it, if I start feeling like, a little erratic, just picking it up, I didn't know why I made it or why I saved the rose root, and I've had it for a couple of years, the root itself. And when the rose died, I cleaned the root and stuck it in a box. And I waited for the rock on it. When it came, I'm like, oh, I know what that's for. And that's what it was. And when I saved the rose root, it was like, okay, I need this and I don't know why. And now it really focuses, it really helps. And I can hold the grounding stone in the other hand, and it's like this, it's the energy flowing proper, and the grounding, I don't know how to explain it beyond that. But working together, it seems to really help. But that's
Beautiful.
It did turn out pretty nice, and it's got a lot of energy to it.
What do you use that for? Healing or?
Meditating, just to help the flow of the energy, and I don't know exactly what else I can do yet. I was told I would learn as I grow, but I knew that I was going to need this, and I knew that I would get a stone that would be perfect for it, and that I already had these. I already saw it in my head whenever I was cleaning the root up. I knew what it was going to look like. So what am I going to do with it other than use it hold it while I meditate? I guess I'm going to grow into it. I mean, that's the feeling that I get with it. That's the most I can tell you about it, really.
Maybe it's got a purpose that's undetermined right now.
Yeah. Or maybe I'm not ready to know it.
Uh-huh.
I like surprises, and I'm very rarely surprised. So, only the spirit gets to surprise me. So, friends that I haven't seen for ages, will try to surprise me and just show up, and I'm like, I'll start talking about them the day that they're going to show, you know, and then they'll, oh, I was just talking about you, and they're like, how come we can't surprise you, you know? So maybe it's just a universe surprise. I don't know. I do know that whenever I'm meditating, if I hold it in my receiving hand and hold a grounding in my giving hand, I get one kind of energy, and if I reverse it, I get another kind, and I get another type of meditation. So I do know that it's working in that way as a conduit, and the grounding stone is keeps me grounded. But am I going to be able to point it at something like Harry? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, that's not my intent. But I have had stones when I was wrapping them and working with them in my hand, turning my TV on and off while I'm working with them. You know, this one did not turn my TV on and off, but I didn't make it facing the TV either. I made it facing the air conditioning. And it didn't turn that off. But amethyst I can usually direct energy and like a remote and turn the TV on and off as I'm wrapping it and working with it and putting intent and energy into getting it wound and bound. But this kind of just mellowed me right out, kind of like in a rose. It has kind of a salty scent to it, but I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool, and I do like to hold it, and it kind of brings peace to the energy flow, makes the electricity feeling less.
Use all the tools we've got and make more. I said use all the tools we've got and make more.
And make more, yeah. Even if you don't understand why you make them. I mean, it's just like these. I don't know why. Why would I make a staff? You know, I don't use them with any kind of intent. You know, other than, I mean, if I was walking, I would use the staff to walk with. The cat likes the feathers to play with, you know. No, leave my staff alone. But I made the staff because I was led to. And Gabby was saying, you know, to do as we're led, right?
Stephen Jenkins, you're asking, why do I make it? In chat, Stephen Jenkins is saying, because people like me buy them.
Yeah.
Did he
Exactly. I was thinking that along those lines too. But I mean, wands are generally for projecting energy.
Yeah.
Sure.
This one seems to not be a projector, but more of a.
Okay, well, you kind of proved that it is, because you hold it in one hand or one way, and you get a different thing from holding it the opposite way or in the opposite way.
Yeah, it is. I don't know.
It's doing something in that vein. It's
In that vein. I just don't know exactly what. I mean, it's like when I'm working with amethyst, I understand.
Well, it's energy. Whatever energy you're using or operating, whatever you're.
Yeah.
You know, this is why you have to be a little bit cognizant of what of the energy am I projecting.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out with it. I know that I'm using the light that's coming within, and you know, and everything like that, but I'm not sure why I was supposed to make it. And I guess I will learn. I think it's a very pretty little rose right now that has unknown significance.
No, it's significant. I mean,
yeah, I know. That's maybe. Maybe it's an unknown rose. The unknown rose. I don't know. It hasn't been named yet or anything, and wands usually get a name, you know. if you're going to keep this, I'm keeping because it was, definitely something I was led to make when the rose died. I was led to keep the root, and it was. I got a couple more out there everything that's going on, I have not been able to keep alive. They're going to turn into a wand too. I'll take those roots and make them into something too, because they got a lot of good energy in them.
Right. Great idea. And as you've seen here on YouTube, it could be a profitable one too.
The wood is beautiful color. I mean, I didn't stain it. That's the color. I just put a clear coat on it, and that's actually the color of the wood. Rosewood is absolutely gorgeous wood. I can't imagine making a whole table out of rosewood, because that's what you have to use is like the of it, and it has to be peeled and placed. It would be so hard to make, but it's absolutely gorgeous wood.
I have to go.
Good night.
Jacqueline, thank you for joining us once
chatting.
again.
Bye, Jacqueline.
Work.
Always a pleasure hearing from you.
Talk next time.
Bye.
Bye. I'm going to.
Yeah, I was
Bye,
actually
Dad.
gonna just wrap it up right here too. We've been on for a couple hours, so just gonna leave it off at that. I want to thank everyone for joining us both here on Zoom and on YouTube, both live and if you're watching the recorded version of this. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. If you enjoy watching these kind of videos, also check us out on In5D.net, In5D.net for killer shirts like this, and join us on Patreon. All the links are below in the more info section. So once again, you guys are incredibly special. You make a family feel like a family through the love that you all put out there. And I just want to thank you all for being part of my family here on In5D. So until the next time, I'm Gregg, sending you all infinite love and light. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Bye, guys.
Bye, Gabby. Bye, baby.
Say bye.